Okay, so today we are going to solve one-step equations using multiplication and division. We are going to follow the same steps, so I have written them out over here. The only step I removed was step 2, because we're going to be able to figure out where the variable is pretty quick. So let's start by drawing our train tracks, curvy train tracks. So who's hanging out with x? That is going to be the friend, the number that is on the same side as the variable. So 3 is our friend. And what operation are they doing? So remember, when we don't see an operation, we don't see a sign, that means that they're multiplying. So 3 is multiplying by x. This is 3 times x. And so the inverse operation is going to be to divide. And we divide by drawing fraction lines. So we need to get rid of the 3, so we have to divide by 3. When we did this before, I showed you that the 3 over 3 cancels because it turns into 1, so that we're left with just the x. And now our job is to solve 21 divided by 3. And how many times does 3 go into 21? That would be 7, which is 21. And so x is equal to 7. So we also check our work on these as well. This time, instead of x, we're going to plug in the 7. So right now the problem is 3x equals 21. We're going to plug in our answer for x. So now it's 3. We have to draw a symbol here, otherwise it looks like 37. We don't want 37, it's 3 times 7. It should equal 21. And we do know that 3 times 7 is 21. And so our answer is correct. Okay, so let's do one more. We're going to draw our train tracks. And ask our questions. Who's hanging out with G? 10. What are 10 and G doing? Multiplying. And what is the inverse operation to get rid of 10? Divide. We have to divide by the friend so that they cancel out and give us the 1. And if I divide by 10 on the left, I divide by 10 on the right. So these cancel out. We're left with G. And how many times does 10 go into 50? It would be 5 times. So our answer for G is that it equals 5. Plugging it back in to check our work. Instead of G, we're going to write the 5. So we're going to have 10 times 5 should equal 50. And we know that 10 times 5 is 50, and so our answer is correct. Questions, comments, or concerns about that? Okay, so we're going to jump into division. All right, so for division, we may see something that looks like x over 2 equals 10. So we are still going to follow our steps, drawing the tracks. We're still going to ask our questions. Who's hanging out with x? This time our answer is 2. I'm going to erase that though. What operation are they doing? Remember that division is represented by the fraction bar, so x and 2 are dividing. And so the inverse operation of division is to multiply. So we're going to go ahead and add 2 multiplication dots on either side because we're going to multiply on both sides. And just like all the other steps, we're going to multiply by the friend. So that means I'm going to multiply by 2. So these 2's are going to cancel out because what this looks like is 2 over 1. And so the 2's cancel out and we're left with x over 1, which means we're still just left with x. And what is 10 times 2? 10 times 2 is 20, and so our answer is that x equals 20. but we're going to check our work. So rewriting, we have x over 2 equal 10. We said that x equaled 20, so we're going to take away the x and put 20. And so now it's a division check. So 2 goes into 20 how many times? 2 goes into 2 once, which is 2. We can't have just a 0, so we got to make sure we put our 0 on top. And so our answer is 10. So these aren't that bad either. They just look a little different. So we're going to try one more, and then you guys are going to spend the rest of class time practicing. All right. This time we're going to have b over 4 is equal to 7. So we're going to draw our tracks, make sure we are doing both things on both sides. And who's hanging out with b? Good. 4. And what are they doing? Remember, division is the fraction bar. And so what is the inverse operation of dividing? To multiply. And we always, always, always have to use the friend for whatever we're doing the inverse operation to. So we're going to multiply both sides by 4. The 4's will cancel out, leaving us with b. And what is 7 times 4? 28. Quick check to make sure we did it all right. Okay, so instead of b, we're going to write 28. And this is a division where the denominator goes outside the house. But this is a math fact. There's really no need to check this. It's, again, you have to know how many times 4 goes into 28 and that it is 7. So 7 absolutely equals 7. So you guys are going to practice like you did yesterday on the colored slides. So for that, you need to make sure that you're telling me the answer to, let's go back here. If these are the problems that you're going to solve, you will tell me that they're on dark purple or red, and then list your 2 answers. For today, I want you to tell me that x equals. So over here, you're going to put that x equals 7. That's how I'm going to know what you're doing. And the other letter will not be an x, so I'll know that you're going to give me the second one because you're going to put g equals 5. So this is what I want in the answer, in the chat. Both of your answers written with the variable and then what it equals. Questions, comments, concerns?